I'm going to read a poem that I wrote. I wrote it specifically for Volt. It's a poem that conveys my feelings on not just Volt, but also politics in general, European politics mostly, and as well as the issues all around us. Um, my poem is called Politically Charged Voltage. And here it goes. I am often confused, but please pardon my confusion. The world often leaves me with very few answers and so many questions. What are we exactly? Are we monsters? Are we angels? Are we human? Or are we everything? Curious is it not? When Mary Shelley was writing Frankenstein, the world believed that man could be reanimated with the use of electrical impulses. Today, we use the same force to take lives. A voltage of electricity. Volt. What is volt? I am often confused. Social justice for all sounds simple enough. To be socially just, equality must be made possible for one and all. But our utopian ideal is far from a reality. Rallies and marches ever prevalent in a sick, divided, and diseased society. Racism, sexism, classism, ageism, all the negative isms, mostly fueled by the mother-ism, unsustainable capitalism. Those who have wealth buy a life of privilege. Those who do not have very few choices, hustle culture, a life of modern slavery, indentured servitude, abuse, and the grave. Politicians, ever corrupt and oppressive. Populists, dancing in a viscous circle of hate, avarice, and fake news. We're not allowed to speak of all we see because speech is often not free. Those of free thought rot in prison because the sword now oppresses the pen. Career politicians making promises they can't keep and disappointing the people again and again. The problems we have, we know not how to fix because we're too distracted to think and too divided to work together. For so many, the world is hell on earth. The old blame the young and the young blame the old. The young think that they're too young to change things and the old are happy if things stay just the same. The young often say that when they get their chance, they'll do things differently. But guess what? All these centuries later, things have only gotten worse. You try not to pick fights, nor draw swords, because you believe you can fight the good fight with nothing but your words. But how do you stay a pacifist in a world that seeks to suffocate you? How do you believe the promises of those with hollow words and hearts untrue? How do you find the strength to stand when you often stand alone? How do you reach the neglected and how do you find the lost? So what are we? What are we exactly? Maybe we can be a light in the darkness, a voltage of electrifying positivity, a diverse and inclusive collective, a socially just community, spreading the purple hype through words and deed. We can be different, have an ethical compass, challenge the status quo, and be a promise of hope, a beacon of light that illuminates the world, a catalyst for change, positive change, real change. We can give voice to the unheard, bring attention to the neglected, fortify the defenseless, kneel for justice, and educate the ignorant. We don't have to divide to rule, and we can lead from the forefront wherever the fight is just and true. We can be Volt, a body fully charged, armed with a conscience and a purpose in dethroning the establishment and creating a voice that can be heard all around the world. We can be Volt, a charge of electrifying hope and change, coursing through a world that desperately needs it. Or we can be that voltage which powers electric chairs that snuffs out life in an already dark and crooked world. Only a body at peace with itself can give birth to social harmony. A collection of votes can reanimate life and also extinguish it. So I ask again, which do we intend to be? What are we? What are we really? Thank you very much.